Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to this video. If you are new to the channel, this is part 2 of a 2-part series on how to publish a book, self-publish a book. If you have not watched part 1 and you're a returning viewer on the channel, go and watch part 1. Please pause this video, go watch part 1. It's a 20-minute video. I put everything into it, the ultimate guide on how to self-publish your book. And this part I'm talking about how much it costs to self-publish your book. This is one that is very important. And a lot of people ask me this question, especially my friend, whom if you remember from part 1 of the video, we had a conversation and she was asking me a lot of good questions on how to self-publish a book. So part 2 is how much bread is going to come out of your pocket to self-publish a book. Listen, writing a book is an incredible feat. It's a huge task, but it's also very rewarding. Congratulations to you if you've written your manuscript. If you're writing, congratulations, keep going. Do not stop. Somebody wants to read your book. But once you're finished writing, you might be curious how much it'll cost to self-publish your book. And that's exactly what we're talking about in this here video. So let's get into it. If you know one thing about me is that I'm not gonna hold you. I'll give you the information straight and direct. I don't got time to waste. Listen, the cost of self-publishing your book would depend on 2 things. The length of your book, that is the word count, and the quality of your book. It just really would depend on how much you, as a self-published author, want to spend on your book. How much quality do you want your book to reflect when somebody picks up your book? What do you want them to feel like when they pick up your book? And also how much words and how much content you're gonna put in the book. That's really how it's gonna determine. But to put numbers to it, $2,000 up to about $4,000, $5,000 is how much it might run you to self-publish your book. That's right. $2,000 to about $4,000 or $5,000 is how much it might run you to self-publish your book. I remember telling one of my friends that he was like, "Oh, late to me might be me spend $4K to publish a book." I don't think that's too bad personally speaking, and we're gonna break down where all the dollars, what pockets those dollars are going into when it comes to self-publishing your book. And really what this includes or comes down to is editing, the cover design, interior design, marketing, and services. A lot of that stuff might be outsourced even though you're self-publishing. If you can do it yourself, cool, but I would encourage you to outsource, whether it's interior design, whether it's cover designing, marketing, and servicing. So let's break down what it is. Now take a look real quick at this graph right here. If you remember from part 1 of the video, if you watch part 1, if you haven't, again, pause this video, go watch part 1 on the complete guide on how to self-publish your book. This is what it will cost you to self-publish your book. If you remember from part 1, we defined what developmental writing is or editing is, copy editing, proofreading. We defined what all of those were, how to cover, design, formatting, all that good stuff. And on a 60,000 word book, developmental editing might cost you $1,400. Copy editing might cost you $1,000. Proofreading might run you about $700. So just shy of $1,000. The cover design might be $300 to $1,500 depending on who you hire, depending on where you go. Might be Fiverr, might be Reedsy. Again, if you watch part 1, it's a delicate website when it comes to self-publishing. It's an incredible tool. You can find incredible people on there. And book marketing might run you anywhere from $50 to $1,000 depending on how much you want to put behind your book on ads on Facebook, Instagram, and everything like that. YouTube, wherever you want to market your book, Amazon, wherever you want to market your book. But I would say this: invest. It's a book. It's gonna live out there for forever. You never know who's gonna read it. Definitely put your best work out, especially if this is your first book. You don't want to regret it. Trust me, you do not want to regret it down the line. It's like, man, I should have put more work in making sure the cover is right, making sure the interior is right, making sure that it's edited properly, no grammatical errors, no nothing, because it's gonna live out there for forever. You never know who is going to read this. It's nothing like picking up a book, and I have done this trying to support my friends, and the book just does not feel like they put in the time. It just not feel like or look like they put in the work or they cared. You know what I mean? It's just loosely put together. There's errors in it. It's just not quality. And so we're gonna break down what I'm gonna do a screen share real quick, and we're just gonna break down what did it cost you in real time, just so you can look at it. Average, what did it cost you to publish your book? All right, so we got a price calculator here. If you want to publish, let's do a memoir. A lot of people publish memoirs. We're gonna do 20,000 words. Make sure I got 1020. Yep. That's gonna run you about, editorial assessment $300 roughly. Proofreading is gonna run you about $300 roughly. In copy editing, proofreading is gonna run you about $400 roughly. A lot of people publish memoirs, a story, something that's happened, you know, things like that. Let's do romance. My book is a romance, and let's do 60,000 words. So not too bad. Editorial assessment is probably going to be around a G, $1,000. Copy editing roughly about $900. Proofreading roughly about $600. And copy editing, proofreading roughly about $1,000. So not too bad. Let's try one more. What should we do? Let's try women's fiction, and let's do 3,000 words. There it is. Not too shabby, not too bad. You know, you can definitely save up for this, invest. It's an incredible investment, and I would definitely encourage it. What else might drive the cost up or down? It depends on a couple of things. Well, how advanced your manuscript is. Quick story, when I wrote my book, if you watch a previous video, which I encourage you to go watch, by the way, go watch part 1. I gave it to a friend of mine who is excellent in book editing, and he basically handed it back to me annotated with what he thought I could do to improve the manuscript. So when I gave it to a professional editor, they really didn't have much to do, and they were fair with the price. They said, hey, look, listen, I have looked at the book and this is what I think you will need as far as editing. And they gave me a quote that made sense with what I had so far, because the level of quality that the book, the draft, I think it was 3rd draft, had already was pretty good. And so that would affect the cost. Also, the density of your text. I have a friend who's writing a book right now, and it's a volume. That thing is about this thick. It's 200,000 words. That will also affect the cost of how much you would spend publishing your book in the editing phase. And so if you write a book that's 30,000 words, like mine, for example, or a book that's 200,000 words, that will play a part in depending on how much you would like to spend. And same goes to the cover design and the interior design. It will all depend on how much detail you want to put into it, the level of experience, and how much you give the person to work with. So with that said, make your judgment on how much you want to invest in the editing phase, in the interior design, cover design phase, and also in marketing. I said in a previous video, before you even start writing a book, start putting money to the side for marketing, because it's very, very important. There's a lot of traffic these days, a lot of people writing books, a lot of people also looking to consume books. So start putting money to the side on how much you're gonna budget for marketing the book, both digitally and physically. If you're ready to hire an editor, meet with them, whether it's online or in person. Have a conversation with them, explain to them what your book is about. Find somebody who really is interested in your story, who's going to be invested in your story. Editor for my book really loved the story. I hired her because she was from a particular country in which the story was set in, so that made it just made our conversations easier. She was invested in the story and she saw it all the way through, and I was pleased to her work to the point where I gave her a free copy at the end. I didn't have to do that, but I gave her a free copy at the end, signed, sealed, delivered. Publishing. Now this part adds up. You want to consider if you want to publish ebook only, if you want to publish audiobook only, if you want to publish ebook and audiobook, or if you want to publish paperback, hardback. However, if you want to publish across all formats, that's going to add up as well. And of course, the ISBN. Ingram Spark charges $49 or $50 to publish the paperback. The price increases if you want to publish hardback, and it's $25 if you want to publish ebook only. Now KDP, you can publish for free on KDP. You can also publish for free on Audible. You can also publish for free on iBooks. So the price adds up and it varies, but I would say the most expensive is the ISBN, and that's very important. Again, we define what that was, and there's this number in the back of the book. That can run up to between $85 each for one ISBN to $295 if you want to purchase multiple ISBNs. I would encourage purchasing multiple ISBNs just so you have them. They never expire. I don't think they expire. So you have them in case you want to publish a second edition of your book or another book down the line. Just buy a bulk. When you buy a bulk, you have a discount. So the price increases or adds up depending on how you want to publish your book, what different formats you want to publish your book. But definitely, this is where I would say a little bit of the money spent. But like I said earlier, Ingram Spark during the quarantine, they help indie publishers out a lot. They give out codes where you can publish your book virtually for free, and they always are looking to help indie self-publishing authors. So definitely look for those. You don't want to just be spending money. Look for codes. Call like, yo, y'all got some codes, you know what I'm saying? Look it up online. Join communities. People are always telling about great deals and great things out there to help you publish your book for the low. So definitely join a community. We already said that in the earlier step. Find some great deals, find some great people, plug in and seek help, seek advice, or subscribe to my channel, man. I got stuff like this coming out all the time on how you can publish like a pro for the low, you know? Yeah. Printing and shipping, that's number 5. Printing and shipping also is another thing to consider. The price on Ingram Spark, just focusing on Ingram Spark, for example, will also drive how much your book is going to cost on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and the like. Trim size, interior color and paper, is it cream, is it white? The binding type, binding is really this part right here. The laminated type, my book is matte cover, it's not glossy. The page count, definitely important page count, quantity, and shipping too. If you want to ship it to Canada, if you want to ship it to Europe, Africa, United States domestically, all of that plays a factor on how much the book is going to cost. How much the book is going to cost at the end of the day. So pricing and shipping, or printing and shipping, definitely is something you want to consider. If you want to print and distribute just domestically in the United States or across the world, that's another thing to consider. I'm gonna talk about how to consider pricing your book in a separate video, so definitely subscribe to the channel. But as we wrap up this here video, I want to talk about some quick tips on considering publishing your book, how to publish your book as a pro. This is some quick tips. Please, 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 as you embark on this important journey of telling your story, whether it's a self-help book, whether it's a novel, whatever the book may be, whatever the case may be, get your book edited. That's number 1. Get your book edited. It's gonna live forever, especially if you're gonna put it out there on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. It's gonna live forever. Somebody's gonna buy it, read it, resell it. It's gonna live forever. So definitely get your book edited. No typos, no grammatical errors. The thing is gonna live forever. You wanna have peace of mind when you go to sleep. It's like, man, I put out the best of work, and not, dang, when I read my own book, it's like, crap. You know what I mean? Have your book edited, hire a professional. Number 3, go wide with your book distribution. Go wide. Put that book everywhere. iBooks, Audible, Kindle, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and put it everywhere. I'm talking, if it can be sold in Kenya, put it there. If it can be sold in Timbuktu, put it there. If it can be, Timbuktu is in, nah. If it can be sold in Canada, put it there. United States, definitely. Everywhere books can be sold, put it there. If the book is a banger, translate it, put it out. You know what I mean? Go wide with your distribution. Ain't much I can say there. It's your book. Put it out for the world to read it. Somebody wants to read that story, put it out. Number 4 is a simple one, man. Be realistic. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to be Charlemagne, 2-time New York best-selling author. Everybody wants to be, you know what I mean, the author of, 50 Shades of Grey. Everybody wants to make the list and stuff. Be real with yourself, but definitely have goals, believe in yourself, be confident. But it takes time. These things take time, you know what I mean? Your first book can land you a multi-million, multi-$1,000 deals. But be real with yourself. Know that, you know what I'm saying, it's slow grind. It's definitely still some grind. And just make realistic goals and aim to hit them all as you go through. But don't just say, hey man, I'm about to hit New York Times best-selling with this first. Like, be real with yourself. Take your time with it. Do maximum research and set, realistic goals and hit them all, and be proud of yourself. It's an incredible thing to write and publish a book, so do it. Absolutely do it. I want to read your book. Do it. Listen, this has been an incredible 2-part series on how you can publish your book by yourself. First video was how you can publish a book from start to end, a complete guide. This has been how much you can or should spend in publishing your book. I thoroughly hope you enjoyed it. I put my all into this, and I just hope it's a valuable information for you. That's what I just want to do on this channel, is provide valuable information, because I struggled to find this when I was trying to publish my book. So subscribe to the channel. I got much more stuff like this coming. If you just want to learn more about how you can make money online, that's what this channel is here for. My name is RifleX. Thank you so much to those who are returning viewers. If you watched to the end, to this point, you're a real one. Thank you. Leave a thumbs up. Leave a comment, because it helps drive the algorithm, helps drive this video up so more people can see it. And I just appreciate your support. Follow me on all social media platforms. Check out the links in the description for any more information that I might have missed speaking to you right now. I will see you on the next one. Peace.